Now, as long as everybody has the proper HTML file in your taco-basic.html, and you have a style.css file that holds all your styles, which you can see right here. Now, honestly, don't worry about most of these styles. There's some added cool stuff that I put in here just to make this look a little nicer, but you don't technically need them. You just need to understand what is going on here. But here's all the styles I put in there. You can look through them if you want. And if you go to the HTML, the taco-basic.html, we really only have a few things here in the body. We have a div with an ID of what? Up top. Wrapper. This wraps the whole page. Then we have a div with a class of what? Row. That makes a row of things. Then we have 3 divs. Each div is a taco. It holds a taco in it. Now you can get whatever emoji you want by clicking edit, emoji, and symbols. And you can find a new emoji if you don't want a taco. I totally understand. But I went with tacos because I was feeling tacos the other day. So let's take a look at each of these taco divs. Each one has its own separate ID. If we remember from our HTML and CSS lessons, what is the difference between an ID and a class? That's right. An ID is unique. It's specific to only one thing. So there can only be one taco 1. There can only be one taco 2. You can't have more than one of the same ID. Now, for classes, it's different. We can have 3 different items, all with the same class of item. They all also have the class of taco, and then one of them has an extra class. What does taco 1 have an extra class of? Active. And if you actually preview this page and you were to look at it, you'll notice that one of the tacos looks different. What's different about this first taco here? It's got, well, they're also, I don't think any of these are from Taco Bell. But this one has what? It has that glowy white background around it. Can you see that glow? That white glow? That is what the active class does. Now, if I were to come back in here and get rid of that active class and put it on the second one, the second one would glow. And we can see that it already glows that way. So what the active class does is it highlights which of the tacos we want to eat. Look at this second one. It's got a glow around it. It's got an aura. It's ready to be eaten, feasted upon. That's how I feel, at least. Now, today, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to manipulate our HTML page to make that white glow go around whatever taco we're looking to eat at the current moment. And we're going to do that using a little bit of JavaScript. Now, right below here at the very bottom, it says connect your script here. Right below that, we're going to connect our taco.js script by typing in this command. Script, which is a script tag, a JavaScript tag, and we're going to give it an src or a source. Where does that script tag come from? It comes from our taco.js file. That's all the JavaScript we want to include in our taco.js file. Now, when we include a JavaScript file, it will run that JavaScript as soon as it loads all the stuff above it. So right after we see all of this HTML and CSS appear, then our JavaScript will run as well. Now, inside our JavaScript file, we can write pretty much whatever we want. And today I'm just going to show you a few things you can do to mess around with any HTML page using JavaScript. Are you ready? Now, to make sure you know that this worked, that you linked it correctly, inside your taco.js file, I want you to type in alert time to grub on some tacos. And then save that file. As soon as you save it and you refresh your preview, just click refresh real quick, it should pop up with an alert that says time to grub on some tacos. Click OK. So all you need to do is make sure that this alert pops up and you'll know that your JavaScript is working. Time to grub on some tacos. So go ahead and make sure that works. I'll walk around and make sure everyone has it working before we go on from here. So it looks like everybody's JavaScript files are working. That's the first thing we want. However, every time our page pops up, we don't want this alert to pop up again and again and again. So to make sure that it doesn't run anymore, just put 2 slashes in front of it and a space. When you put 2 slashes in front of your code in JavaScript, we call this a comment. Comments are just notes we leave for ourselves. This code will actually get run. The comment will just be saved in our code so other people know what's going on when they look at our code. But what we're going to do today is we're going to mess around with these HTML elements and select different parts of them with JavaScript and change their style using JavaScript. To make that happen, the first thing we need to do is we need to create a variable. I'm going to create a variable called first taco. And I'm going to get the first taco. Now to grab a taco, any taco, or actually any element on the page, you have to know its ID. Now if you remember, every HTML page is a document. That's why it says doc type HTML. Because every HTML page is just a document. We can actually use that document, and it has a bunch of different commands that can make our lives easy. If I want to grab this first taco right here, I have to know its ID. What's the ID of the first taco? Taco 1. Lovely. So all I need to do is we need to say first taco equals document, the HTML document, and then there's this really funky word. It's called dot query selector. Query select, no, a query is like a question. That's what query stands for. A query is a question. A query selector is, hey, what thing do we want to select? And so we want to select the ID of taco 1. How do you do IDs again? How do you select an ID in CSS? The hashtag, exactly. So all we need to do here is we say document.querySelector, we put a string and we say hashtag. What's the ID of the first taco? Taco 1. Cool. Now right below this, let's just say alert first taco. Let's see what happens when we alert it. I want you to save and refresh the page and see what you get. Heading over to the preview page, we can see the first thing that pops up is it says object HTML div element. So that means it grabbed a div on the page and it stored it in a variable for us. In fact, it grabbed this div right here with an ID of taco. Now, once it does that, we can then go into our JavaScript and we can mess around with that taco div. So we can say, hey, this first taco div right here, I want to do some interesting stuff with it. The first thing we can do, and I'm actually going to get rid of this alert first taco, I'm going to say first taco. Now I'm about to write a few lines of code that are going to look really, really weird. Don't trip too much, just follow along with me and we'll explain what's going on as we do it, okay? Just type out what I'm about to type out with you, and then we'll see exactly what's going on in a second. First taco dot add event listener. That is saying, hey, I want you to listen for an event. I want you just to sit and wait for an event. The event we're waiting for is a click. So anytime anyone clicks on this first taco, we want something to happen. Whenever you click on this first taco, like an animation or something, exactly. I'm going to put a comma, and I want to run a function. As soon as this taco gets clicked on, that function takes in an event as an argument, and all it's going to do is it's going to alert clicked on taco 1 and save that. And I want you to then go in and click on your first taco and see what happens. So I saw that most of you, when you click on the first taco, it now says clicked on taco 1. But that's pretty boring. Let's do more fun stuff with that rather than just alert to let us know we clicked on something we already know we clicked on. What we're going to do is we're going to mess around with the first taco's class list. All we're going to do is we're going to say first taco dot class list dot add active. Now you might be looking at me like, what the hell is that? just know that every HTML element has a list of classes. Because remember that you could put a bunch of classes on a bunch of different elements. So what we're doing here is we're saying, hey, I don't care what thing you're clicking on. I want you to add the active class to its list of classes. It's basically the same thing as coming in here and adding the word active at the end of each of these, like this. That's what adding to the class list does. Now, if I get rid of all the active tags, let's see what happens when I go click on all of those things. I can come in here, and if I click on the first one, ooh, it glows. Click on the second one, uh-oh, didn't work. Why not? Why didn't the second one work and the first one did? We only gave the event listener to the first taco. I want you guys right now to go in and give event listeners to the other two tacos also. So right below this, you're going to start with var second taco and do the same thing. Take about 3 minutes and run that right now. If you didn't finish yet, it's okay. You just do the same thing for each one. You would say var second taco equals document.querySelector taco 2. And then you add another event listener for taco 2 for second taco. So this works the same for second and third taco. Third taco, taco 3. Ta-da! Cool. Now, the thing is, I don't want them just to glow when I click on them. I want it to glow if it's active, and then I want to click on it again and make it not active so I can click on another one. Here's how you do that. We're going to use an if statement. We're going to say if the first taco.ClassList contains active, if it already has an active class, then we want to remove the active class. First taco.ClassList.remove active. Otherwise, we want to add the active class. I want you to write these couple lines of code in there and add it to the second and third tacos as well. Tell me what happens when you finish this up. Take about 2 minutes, try this out, see what happens. You might notice that if you do this correctly, you'll still have a problem. Here's what your problem is. If I click this first one, it glows. If I click the second one, it glows. If I click this first one, it goes away. If I click the second one, it doesn't go away. Notice this? So this allows me to select and deselect this delicious looking taco, except for the cilantro, which tastes like soap. I know, I'm white. I don't like cilantro.
You don't like cilantro?
I do not like cilantro.
Are you serious?
I am serious. It tastes like soap to me.
Yeah.
I have the gene that just makes cilantro not taste good. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But check this out. So now I can select and deselect this taco, but the other ones I can't. I want you to go in and fix that. Ahorita.
You like onions though, huh?
I do, yes.
Onions are nasty.
So a lot of you are figuring it out. If you copy and paste this little section here into the other two and replace it with the right taco, first taco becomes second taco. Do the same thing here. Grab this little if statement and throw it right in here, but replace second taco with third taco. Now, we should be able to preview our page and click on each of the tacos and make the light either appear or disappear every time. Now this is a little bit of JavaScript that powers all of the interactions on this page. You can go in and you can change these emojis to whatever you want and make it look different. If we want to replace this with, I don't know, a hamburger, let's find a hamburger. There it is. Ooh, there we go. Let's see what it looks like now. Now I either want a hamburger or a taco or another taco. It's like the dollar menu from Del Taco or something. I think the only place that does tacos and burgers, at least as far as I know. Only fast food place. But that's pretty much it for me today. We're going to keep using the same strategy to do other interesting things next period. I want you to make sure that you have all of your boxes working. Let me know if you need anything and I will help you out. Everyone good? Any questions? Yeah, Manuel? I'll come through right now.